Pleasant morning, children. Welcome to the biology session. In today's topic, we are going to continue with Unit 19, dense connective tissue. In your previous classes, you might have learnt about various types of connective tissues. One such type is dense connective tissue. Dense connective tissue is a fibrous connective tissue densely packed with fibers and fibroblasts. Here you can see in this picture, it is densely packed with fibers and the fibroblast. It is a principal component of tendons and ligaments. So fibers, that is the dense connective tissue, forms a principal component of tendons and ligaments. So these tendons and ligaments are formed by fibers and fibroblasts that helps in connecting bones to bones and muscles to bones. Now let us see about the tendons. Tendons are cord-like structures. They are cord-like structures. They are strong, that helps to join the skeletal muscle to the bone. Here you can see these are the skeletal muscles, and a white color structure is connected between the muscle to the bone. So these structures are called as the tendons. So these tendons are made of dense connective tissue, that is, they are made of fibers and fibroblasts, which helps in connection between the muscles to the bones. So what are tendons? Tendons always connect the muscle to the bone. Tendons have great strength and they have limited flexibility. Why they have a great strength? Because they are made up of fibers and fibroblasts. They are made up of fibers and fibroblasts, which have great strength but with limited flexibility. They are provided with limited flexibility. They consist of parallel bundles of collagen fibers. Here you can see parallel, the bundles are arranged parallel bundles. They are made up of collagen fibers, between which are present the row of fibroblasts. So fibroblasts are provided with nucleus. Next we will see about the ligaments. What are ligaments? Ligaments are highly elastic structures. They are highly elastic structures and have great strength, which connect bones to bones. So here in this image you can see a white color structure which connects between two bones, that is nothing but the ligaments. So these ligaments are highly elastic in nature. They are highly elastic in nature because they are made up of fibers and fibroblasts. Don't forget, children. So dense connective tissue is densely packed with fibers and fibroblasts, and this ligaments is made up of fibers and fibroblasts. What are ligaments? Ligaments helps to connect two bones together. So you can see this structure, white color structure, a band like structure, which helps to join two bones together. They contain very little matrix. They strengthen the joints and allow the normal movement of the bones. Next, we will see about fluid connective tissue. So far we have seen about the dense connective tissue. Next we will see about the fluid connective tissue. What are this fluid connective tissue? The blood and the lymph or the fluid connective tissues. What are fluid connective tissue? The blood cells along with lymph are called as the fluid connective tissue, which link different parts of the body. The cells of the dense connective tissue, the fluid connective tissue are loosely packed Here you can see the cells of connective tissue, that is fluid connective tissue, are loosely packed and are embedded in the intercellular matrix. They are embedded in the intercellular matrix. Next we will see about the blood cells. Blood contains corpuscles. Blood contains the corpuscles, which are red blood cells. Which are red blood cells. We can call them as erythrocytes. We can call the red blood cells as erythrocytes. It contains the white blood cells. In short, we can call it as leukocytes. We can call the white blood cells as leukocytes. Along with the red blood cells and white blood cells, what are seen along with them? Platelets are also seen. Platelets are also seen along with the erythrocytes and the leukocytes. In this fluid connective tissue, blood cells move in a fluid matrix called plasma. So, blood cells move in a fluid matrix called the plasma. The plasma contains inorganic salts and organic substance. It is a main circulating fluid that helps in the transport of nutrient substance. So, it helps to transport the nutrient substance. Next, we will see about the red blood cells. We can call them as erythrocytes. What are red blood cells or erythrocytes? The red blood cells are oval in shape. What is their shape? They are oval shaped, or they may be circular shaped, and biconcave disc-like structure. They are biconcave. You can see the biconcave structure. So, this is a single red blood cell. So, it is either spherical or circular in shape. They are biconcave disc-like structure. They are disc-like structure and lack nucleus when mature. So, these red blood cells do not have the nucleus in the mature cells, that is in the case of mammalian RBC. So, they help in carrying oxygen. They contain the respiratory pigment called the hemoglobin. So, what do the RBC contain? The RBC contain the respiratory pigment called hemoglobin, which is involved in the transport of oxygen to the tissues. So, hemoglobin is involved in the transport of oxygen to the tissues. Next, we will see about the white blood corpuscles, or we can call them as leukocytes. They are larger in size. The white blood cells are larger in size, contain distinct nucleus. In RBC, you don't have nucleus in the mature cell, but in WBC, they have a distinct nucleus and they are colorless in nature. They are capable of amoeboid movement. These WBC are capable of amoeboid movement and play an important role in body's defense mechanism. They engulf or destroy foreign bodies. Let us see about the types of WBC. WBCs are of two types. They are granulocytes and agranulocytes. What are the two types of WBC? Granulocytes and agranulocytes. Let us see about granulocytes. So, what are granulocytes? Granulocytes have irregular shaped nucleus. Here you can see the nucleus is irregular and with cytoplasmic granules. It got cytoplasmic granules. So, we have three types of granulocytes. They are neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. So the cytoplasmic granules will be present in the granulocytes. So from the name itself we can able to understand granules are present here. So what are the granules? Cytoplasmic granules are present in the WBCs. So when the granules are present in the cells, you can call them as granulocytes. So we have three types of granulocytes. One is neutrophils, eosinophil and basophil. Next we will see about agranulocytes. What are agranulocytes? A means absence, that is lack of cytoplasmic granules. You cannot find any granules in the cytoplasm. So A means absence, absence of granules in the cytoplasm. So this agranulocytes include two types of cells. They are lymphocyte and monocyte. What are the two types of agranulocytes? Lymphocyte and monocyte. Next, we will see about the blood platelets. So what are blood platelets? They are the minute anucleated fragile fragments. They are minute anucleated fragile fragments of giant bone marrow called megakaryocytes. So here they play an important role in the blood clotting mechanisms. So if the skin gets worn out, if it starts to bleeding, here the blood platelets with the help of thrombin, they helps in clotting the blood. So it helps in blood clotting mechanism. This is a very important role of blood platelets. Is that clear, children? Next we will see about the lymph. What are lymph? Lymph is a colorless fluid filtered out of the blood capillaries. It consists of plasma and white blood cells. What does it consist? Consists of plasma and WBCs, that is white blood cells, that helps in self-defense mechanism. It mainly helps in the exchange of materials between the blood and the fluid tissues. So, what is the function of this lymph? It helps in the exchange of materials between the blood and the tissue fluids. So today we come to the end of the session, children. So today we have learnt about the dense connective tissue and the fluid connective tissue. I think you will not have any doubts. See you in my next session. Thank you, children.